We've changed. I mean, you know, in 1980, gin was what? You know, fucking Gordon's, awful tonic out of a splash, and it was, if you were lucky, you got a cube of ice and a piece of lemon in a smeared glass, and you were vomited afterwards.
With Electrik, at the moment you've got this Yadda Yadda takeover.
Yeah.
What is it, first of all? I mean, what am I expecting? What am I going to get, Dominic?
I'd say, well, the heart of it, I guess, is the kebab. I've since the age of about 14, I've absolutely loved kebabs. I mean, most people's idea of a kebab is 3 a.m. A doner kebab with pita bread that was usually stale, an elephant's leg grey meat mashed into a large trunk. Me and Justin had equally been influenced by all our travels, and it was a sort of tapas style, small plates, not necessarily Spanish, but a mix between that sort of Lebanese idea and meze. We just get lots of plates, roll your sleeves up, tuck in, tear and share, and you know, my dad hated it. It was like, this is my plate, get your hands off.
Yeah, but it fits perfectly with you know, you're in a bar and you're having a few drinks.
Yeah, well, it's a sharing food, so I think, I mean, Yadda Yadda, I mean, I think it's not necessarily Persian. I think, you know, if you take Rome, it's everything east of Rome to Pakistan, somewhere in the middle. It's Turkey, it's Persian, it's Kurdish, it's Iranian, it's Moroccan, it's right over to Afghanistan, because really there's a very similar style of sharing food there, and the bread is at the heart of it. You know, Manchester's changed, I think. Places like Bundaberst, El Gato, Levanta, all these things coming through are very exciting. I think if you look back, I think finally the independents are getting a lot of notoriety and popularity. Now, how the hell in Northern are we getting queues on a Monday and Tuesday afternoon for Vietnamese food? I think, first of all, there's a cultural change. The British finally have soaked up so many influences through immigration and travel. They want food. You know, funnily enough, the Italians and the French are much more conservative now. Because their food has been so good for so long, it's almost quite antiquated. They don't like to go outside the parameters of a ragu is a ragu. If you change any of the ingredients, if milk doesn't go into it, they hang you. Whereas the British, with their food was so shite for so long, immigration has filled it with so much richness that people are mixing and matching. But I think the Vietnamese mien pho, to me, is one of the examples of how unbelievable Manchester is. And there's no talk, there's no hype, it's not been given any awards. I don't know why, because to me it's one of the best places in Manchester. Ultra Market's the same. There's no PR campaign, they don't play games, they don't try and do deals with this person, they just get on with it.
It's the food,
and,
it's the experience,
honest crust pizza and all these coffee's good, and it's just done right. It's not trying to be clever. And I think Manchester's over-obsession to have a Michelin is very, to me, you get a Michelin when you don't try and get one. You just produce unbelievably good food and then you get one. Where the light comes in, to me, we'll get a Michelin because they're not trying to get one. They don't want one, which will mean eventually they'll get one. Where you know, desperately try and get a Michelin, you're not going to get it. So I think, you know, things in Manchester are finally turning a corner. There's some incredible food coming through, and again, no one's trying to be clever. In most of these places, it's almost peasant food done really, really well, and I think that, to me, is what Manchester does best. You know, how often can you honestly say, I'm not saying fine dining isn't a good thing, loin cloon, the French, but how often could you really go out once a week to fine dining and spend 150?
Well, you can.
So I think it's important that, you know, what's happening in Manchester is finally a reflection of what people want, which is quality food. I think, you know, there was a burger revolution and fast food, but how long can you go on with Ketvest lads going down the gym with burgers in their pockets, 100-gram protein boxes? It's like, it's a burger, it's done, great. I'll always like a burger, who doesn't?
Refuge opened, well, it's getting close to a year now, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, that must have been stressful, like opening
Well,
that and getting that all set up.
The Refuge is mad. It's a monster, just the size of it. We went from 40 covers to like 300 covers, a cafe, a club,
Yep.
A bar, daytime, cafe, hotel, everything. So it's been great, but it's been a challenge. And would I say it's perfect? No, I think it's taken us to this point to get to a service which is, it was so big. You've got 6 entrances.
Yeah.
There's so many staff.
Yeah.
There are so many people coming all day, so many different types of people. So I think I always said that for me, the Refuge was a challenge. It was like Sheffield United at Wembley without a striker. And I still say it's 0-0, maybe 1-0 to us, but we've definitely got things better. The food's been good. Some of the events we've done, I think, have been really good, and I think the service is now really getting in there and being where it should be. But it was always going to be hard for us.
Yeah.
Volta was small and bijou, and I think it was what it was, and I think it quickly became what we wanted to be faster. It was always going to take a solid year, if not more, to really get things the way we wanted. It was never going to be. We weren't a corporate. We're not Living Ventures. We're not the big boys. We are the minions of hospitality in Manchester. So it was all, we were at Sheffield United. We were going to go in there and zip up and get stuck in, and hopefully we're getting there.
When you think of a hotel sort of bar or a hotel sort of space, you think, well, I think, a scene in James Bond where he's sat at the bar, piano player, a couple of prostitutes milling about. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I think what you've done with Refuge is completely revolutionised that hotel bar thing, because that's never been done in Manchester, I don't think. Can you name somewhere like you've ever thought, right, what I want to do is I want to go out on a night out in an hotel bar?
Yeah. Well, I think when we just got it, the first thing we said, what we all agreed on it can't be a hotel bar.
Yeah.
It's not a hotel. The Refuge is somewhere next to a hotel, which is part of it. But it's also separate. We wanted people to come in for a pint. We wanted to have a Camden Pale, a first chop beer, some of the local beers we do, which in a hotel you don't get. It's unheard of. It's all about GP and money, and fine, that has to happen occasionally. But we wanted quality.
There can be a sort of a chance of you spreading yourself a little bit too thin.
Yeah,
and you can see that sometimes.
Yeah, of course, yeah, definitely. And in fact, I think people have had a word when we were doing the Refuge. People said to me, "You're not electric enough, you're not a Volta enough." And in Manchester, people will tell you, usually at 3 a.m. in a toilet, that they had a steak the other week and it wasn't very good. The service was rubbish. The toilets aren't good enough, and you've got to go back and mend it. We're not stuck in an average town. We do live and breathe it, and so we try and pace ourselves throughout all the venues. So for me, the next year is about making what we've got better.